Hello, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of SW Golf Academy. Today let's look at the most common fault in the takeaway, ways you can overcome it. So the mistake we're talking about here is getting the club behind you in a flat position versus keeping it more in front of you. And what typically happens is the club gets too horizontal. If you look at Brooks Koepka, who exaggerates this a bit, that's why I picked him, the club gets much more vertical. That is the kind of look we're going for. Let's contrast it with a few different players here for a moment. How about Jack Nicklaus? Not going to get any better than that. And we'll see Jack, clubhead stays outside his hand so that when he does set it, again, it's not vertical, but it's a little bit more vertical, and that will go full picture for Jack. Just a couple of others here. How about a Tiger Woods swing? We're really going with the stars here. Hands stay nice and close to the body. Clubhead stays a little more outside. Hey, there are a few pros get it here. They're few and far between relatively, though. And again, it allows him to set it well. Let me give you one exception, an exception to many rules probably. John Daly, he does get it way flat, and you can see how horizontal that gets it. That almost always leads to a lift and an upright sort of backswing, the propensity to come over the top. Of course, as I say with him, he's a golf genius, so he's so mobile, he can get it back into position, but we favor a good, solid club outside hands takeaway. So why is this position preferable to this position? Well, two reasons really, I think. Number one, when the club goes back that way and you start to hinge it, it's going to be closer to vertical. Not saying it should be vertical, but that is a lot lighter weight. It's much more in balance than when the club's over here. And the more the club's in balance, the lighter it feels, the easier it is to keep it on plane and swing it. And secondly, of course, if you picture, say, baseball, I don't really know much about baseball, but if the bat's here, anytime the club's more there, again, exaggerated, its predisposition is to shallow. And anytime it's here, if you put the ball there, it has to steepen to hit the golf ball. That is not an easy thing for most people to manage. Now, picture this for just a second. If you had a canvas wall or something there and I was going to whack that thing with my trail hand, you try it. My hand would have a slight arc. There's no way I'd take my hand behind my right leg. No way I'd twist it. If I put this little mini lag shot here to demonstrate, it has an arc, but that club is not getting back there. So it's a fairly natural move. Let's have a look at David Leadbetter's training aid. It's pretty a fun little, effective little training aid, then the two drills at the end. So with the straightaway, the red stripe's on top, it easily attaches to the golf club. It's this yellow stripe that's your business, and as you take the club away, you want to get that yellow stripe at this point in the takeaway, just a couple of feet away from the ball, looking directly away from you. That puts the golf club in the position you want. A couple of important keys here. Number one, don't just place the thing there with your hands. Engage your core a little bit, get a bit of motion. Number two, don't let this space particularly change. Don't place it and stick the thing out away from you, but as you can see, when the yellow line is straight away, the club's really in a good position. Feels pretty close to most people. It's not if you haven't changed the back of that left wrist. And what I would suggest you do is once you're here, just make up little pumps and just make some modest size shots, maybe off a tee. What does it feel like to you as the golfer from this spot to go ahead and set your wrist and hit the ball? It's handy. You can take it and stick it in your golf bag. It's a great way to circle back and continue to get the feel. Good for at home practice too. Now, next is our two drills. There is a link below. If you want to get a straightaway, I think they're really good. You can get a discount. Just check the link below. Let's look at those two drills. So I have a tee stuck in the back of the golf club. I'll show you the full scale drill momentarily, but keep the tee looking at you or almost scraping your pant leg. Most people, it would point straight away from them that way. Keep it looking in. Let's look at it on a bigger scale. So I've put the ball on a tee. I suggest you do the same. I've got the tee in my back of my golf club here, and when you're going to make changes, make a little bit too much, overdo it a bit, get some contrast, then come back to neutral. So take a swing where you go to maybe waist high with your hands and let that tee point literally at your pocket. If you really want to get exaggerated, point it slightly behind you. Do not let the feeling of I cannot hit the ball from here gobble you up and disallow you from making the change. Overdo it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to point that behind me here, then I'm going to pause, I'm going to relax. And you could see, and I've done this before, but you could see the club has a natural predisposition to drop behind my hands, which of course is really what you want it to do. Play around with this idea, and again, use a tee, do it smoothly, and after a little while, you should be able to make some swings where you point the club there and go all in one go. then just hit a few a little bit more normally. Next drill, let's get rid of that one, and that is this. If I stuck let's put it on a tee to make it a bit easier. If I allowed myself to start my backswing from about arms parallel to the ground and the wrist cocked, and that was my setup position, where would I want to start it from? It's funny enough, we're talking about David Leadbetter in this video. As you may know if you've watched my videos, I worked for the great man for 14 years, I suppose it was. He wrote an cover article for Golf Digest called Swing of the Future, and he talked about some golfers in the future will start from this position because the takeaway trips people up so much. It was a fun article, didn't quite work out in terms of the prognostication, but here's what I would say to you. I doubt there's any way, if you were going to hit that ball, that you'd put the club here. If you'd never had a golf lesson, I don't think you'd do that. I think anybody, given some modicum of reasonable body motion, would have the club, not vertical, but reasonably in that place. Again, it relates to the ball and it feels more balanced. So the idea, get yourself an opportunity to feel what it feels like to hit, similar to that straightaway from a good position. So hey, here's my spot. There we go, that felt good. You should start to really get the sense of how the club's in balance. If anything, the club's shallowing. These are great drills. If you want to pick up a straightaway, again, the link's below. Try these two drills. You get the takeaway right and get the club in a good balance. Move well, you'll be a better golfer. I hope this helps.